school to everybody.
Do you have one, Adam?
I
need one.
He's there.
There you go. I got that. What else we got in here? There's yours. We need the minutes. Okay. Trina, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. If you all please rise, caps removed. We'll do the invocation and then pledge of allegiance. Tom, please.
Dear Father, we just thank you, Lord, for Delville and all you do within this town. Just keep everyone safe, especially with Thanksgiving coming up. Just all people taking off and going someplace, and just keep them safe, Lord, during next week, and blessings to all families. Special prayers as we already hit some snow and ice, that people are safe here, and especially the students driving in and out of town for the schools. And just guide us tonight, Lord, and everything we do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. When you're ready, take the roll, please.
Okay, Tom Roberts. Adam Jones. Bill Walters. Randy is absent. Steve Brogan is absent.
Okay. First order of business is approval of October council meeting minutes. Now, we do have multiple minutes to approve. We've got 4 different meetings, you guys.
Let's see who is here.
Let's see, you were here on that, all of us were here.
We can do that one.
I call it to order, Adam and you. I call it to order, Adam and you. Adam called the meeting to order. The October 14th is different. These 3 are, which 3 we can do, the October 14th.
So 10-14 here.
So first motion, I need a motion on the October 14th, 2025 minutes of the town council meeting.
Make that motion. A second. We can do that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second. Okay, first and second. Any discussion, changes, or additions? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I abstain. Adam, can you sign that? Your deal. Next, we have a budget hearing on September 22nd, a town council meeting on September 22nd, special meeting. And then we have the executive session from September 16th, 2025. How would you like to proceed?
I'll make a motion to approve the budget meeting on September 22nd. Second. Guess we'll do it.
That was September 22nd, is that what you said?
Yeah, so we're doing the budget hearing and the town council meeting.
They're all, okay, yeah.
These 2 are the 22nd.
You can bundle them all together.
No, this is different.
Different.
These 2, yes. Okay, so we're doing the 22nd, all right? First and the second?
Yeah.
Any discussion or changes? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Approved?
I make a motion we approve the September 16th executive session minutes.
I'll second.
Yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed?
We don't like to sign that one, do we? Sign one of the other.
Sorry.
What's that?
You already signed it.
Oh.
Okay, Delaware County Regional Wastewater District Monthly Report.
Yeah, not much there, yeah. That's good news.
Yep.
So lift station inspections, 811 locates, that's about it. But again, Jason's time to do the report, so I appreciate it. Any questions?
Okay. Next on docket is the claim docket, the revenue reports and review. I know we see,
Motion that we approve the claim docket of $130,137.24.
I'll second. Got a first and a second. Any changes or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Approved. Detailed reports, did you put them down already? We got you.
Yeah, we don't have to do that.
Yeah, we've all signed off on them. You guys mind if I just, we go here and get this?
I think you should.
Okay, I'm gonna make a change. We're gonna go off script a little bit here and get out. Paige, I know you're here, you're the only presentation tonight, so we're gonna let you go, give your presentation, and then get out of here if you'd like, ma'am.
All right, thank you. I do have extra copies if anybody wants one. No? Okay, so I did provide copies. This is an update to the financial plan, well, to the draft that we discussed a few months ago. So I'm gonna just hit the high points of this report, starting on page 1 towards the bottom. I'm just gonna go right into legislative changes. So, as you're probably aware by now, Senate Enrolled Act 1 made quite a few changes. A lot of them were focused on property tax relief, but then also there was a focus on local income tax. So first with property tax relief, there was some restructuring of some homestead deductions, added some additional credits. There were deductions added for 2% properties, which we currently do not have now. And so 2% properties would be agricultural land, residential rental properties, and long-term care facilities. So right now we have no deductions, but starting in 2026, there will be deductions on those properties. There's increases in ag land capitalization rates, which will reduce assessed value. The legislation also increases the de minimis exemption threshold for business personal property. By the time we get to, I think it's 2028, business personal property under 2 million will be basically tax exempt. So whereas I think right now it's like 80,000. So again, this is reducing assessed values or reducing the tax liability for the taxpayers. Also, it exempts the personal property depreciation floor. So it used to be that we could depreciate personal property down to 30%. So at least the taxpayer would pay on that 30%. Now it's going to be reduced all the way to 0. So what does all this mean? Again, it means probably a slowing of the growth of your net assessed value. So it may not decrease the overall assessed value, but it could significantly slow the growth. I think that's what we're looking at. And if you understand how all this works, if the growth in net assessed value does not keep up with the growth in property tax, you're going to start seeing property tax rates rise. Again, this is going to be dependent on net assessed value growth. So within this report, we'll talk about how that will impact Daleville. Luckily, you all are not impacted very much by the circuit breaker tax cap, so this legislation is not going to have a huge impact on the town. It will have some impact that we've got to look at, but it's not significant. So now let's talk about the property tax levy growth. As you're probably aware, the legislature limited the growth of how much your property tax levy can grow to 4% in 24 and 25. SCA 1 limited it again to 4% in 2026. Starting in 2027, the growth is supposed to go back to the 6-year average of non-farm personal income, which really just, it's kind of based on the economy. So if it really does go back to that and they don't limit it again, we could see maybe high 4%, maybe 5% growth. Now, this report, we assumed 4%. And the reason why we did that is number one, to be conservative, but number two is because the last 3 years, the legislature came in and limited the growth. So it could be higher, but just so you know, we kept it at the 4%. Next page, on page number 2, this is where we're talking about the changes in local income tax, and there are some significant changes. So our current local income tax structure is going to expire at the end of 2027. So the certified shares as you know it, economic development, lit public safety, all of that will expire at the end of 2027, and we're gonna have something new in 2028.
Before you go on, so that's our edit money.
Yeah. Yep.
It's going away. Everybody understands that. Public safety, which we fund the part-time police with, pretty much, it's going away. And what's the other one?
Certified shares, which goes in your general
Goes in
fund.
general fund. So it does impact us tremendously.
It does. It really does. So if you look kind of on page 2, mid-page, there's a table there of the new ones. And I do want to explain each one of these just so you're aware of them, even though you can't adopt them, but you should still be aware of them. So the county unit can adopt their own county services local income tax up to a maximum rate of 1.2%, and that will just be used by the county. It won't be distributed out anywhere. The county can also adopt a fire protection and EMS. That is different than our current public safety. Public safety can be used for all public safety. This one can only be used for fire protection and emergency medical services. They adopt that rate, or they can adopt that rate up to 0.4%, and then it is distributed out to fire protection districts, territories, and municipal fire departments, those 3 entities. The county can also choose to distribute it out to township fire departments, volunteer fire departments, and providers of EMS services. Now, those distributions will be based on population and square mileage of service area. So there is a very specific formula of how that will be distributed. But notice that this doesn't directly go to the county unit, and I think some clarifying language is needed from the legislature, because it doesn't say anywhere in that statute that the county can just keep this. They have to distribute out to fire territories, districts, and municipal fire first, and then at their discretion, they can distribute to other providers of those services. But I think some counties I've heard are under the misconception that they can keep all of that fire EMS if they adopt it, and primarily they would keep it for EMS. I don't interpret it that way, but I do think there needs to be some clarification.
We have a fire territory here. Matter of fact, the trustee's right here. So she's-
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's actually a benefit for the districts and the territories, because never have they received a direct distribution.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Regarding the list.
Mhm.
If at some point in the future, the corporate area of the town expands and we have a population over 3,500, does that mean that we would then acquire the full lit, or would we still be stuck at the 0.4%?
For your own, like your municipal, yeah, the 1.2 for the,
1.2 is what
Yes.
we're up to.
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
You
So
can
the-
Make your own lit tax.
Okay.
And
That's
and I'm
right.
I'll cover that in a
Okay,
second,
sorry.
but I want to go back to your question though, because the statute right now says it's based on the I can't even say it,
Census.
the census, the most recent
It's in
census, the 10-year census.
2020.
How's
I
that?
remember from the conference. So
So-
until 2030.
Yes, so the
Potentially.
population change would not cause you to get more local income tax unless they change it somehow. Okay, so let's move on to non-municipal lit. This doesn't apply to you, but I want you to know about it. There is a non-municipal lit that the county could adopt, and that would be primarily for libraries and townships. And so all 3 of those first 3 that I said, county services, fire protection, non-municipal, all 3 of those added together cannot exceed 1.7. If you add those up, it adds up to 1.8. I don't know why they did that, but that means the county is gonna have to be careful. They cannot adopt those 3 together at a rate that exceeds 1.7. And then overall, not a single taxpayer can pay more than 2.9. But the way it works now is all taxpayers within Delaware County pay the same local income tax rate. Under this new tax structure, it depends on where I live. you can have people living in different areas paying different local income tax rates, which is a little bizarre, but it can happen. Okay,
How are
so
they basing that?
Huh?
How are they gonna base that?
where your primary residence is, based on primary residence of your address. Like if I'm inside Daleville, I could potentially pay, well, it's gonna primarily be the larger cities and towns, but if I'm in Daleville, I could pay something different than if I'm sitting in Muncie, living in Muncie, just because of how these are gonna be adopted. So municipalities under 3,500, this is you. You can't adopt your own. However, you can petition the county and ask them to adopt one. So I'll get to that in a second on the whole procedure. But, so again, you're gonna ask the county to adopt a local income tax rate up to 1.2%. You can decide what that rate would be, but let me just tell you this one thing is that if the county adopts their own at 1.2%, and they also adopt a under 3,500 population municipality lit at 1.2%, both of them at the max, then they're allowed to take 75% of the under 3,500 population. And then you'd only get 25%. That actually doesn't work out bad in your case, because that dollar amount is about 700,000. So again, let me just repeat that. If the county takes the max on theirs and then takes the max on the smaller municipal lit, and you only get 25% of that because they choose to keep 75%, we're estimating that'll be about 700,000 for the town of Daleville. You're only collecting about 201,000 right now. So you're not on the short end of that. Whereas in some communities I'm going out and presenting, it's a nightmare. So this piece is okay.
Help me understand where you go from 200,000 to 700,000 if they decide to take
It's-
75% of our funding,
Because
because that is through.
it's based on adjusted gross income. So how the calculation is, it's the adjusted gross income of the whole county, excluding only the large cities. So I think in this county, it's only Yorktown and Muncie
Yeah.
that are over 3,500.
Yep.
So when you do that calculation based on population, so after I figure out what that amount is, then I allocate it based on population, you guys come up with 700,000. I don't think you're the most, but it's not a bad thing. You know, it's not.
It'd be close.
So I guess if you,
It'd be bigger.
Hopefully it'd be next, I think.
yeah, I actually have those not with me, so if you wanted to see that breakdown, I can provide it.
Have your,
But I think you have to think about strategy, like, do you just ask the county, okay, we want 1.2? And then that way, if they do adopt 1.2 and they only give you 25%, you still make out pretty decent?
That means, like, basically any municipality in Delaware County can make that request, right? And we all do.
Yes, I want to explain that too. So if you're under 3,500 population, you can petition. If only one of those types of municipalities petitions, the county can decide to give it to only that one, or give it to all, even though the rest didn't petition. But we obviously would recommend that you go ahead and petition, just so you've got, your request out there.
There was some talk that the idea of others petitioning might cause the county to seek it, more than just if they
And
don't
that's
know.
possible,
Yeah,
yes,
But
that's
it's
very
almost like
possible.
it's a benefit to have, to get others to petition.
We would strongly recommend that everyone, even the townships and the libraries, petition. Because they need it as well. But yeah, I agree with you on that. I think if only one petitions, they may think, oh, well, then maybe you all don't need it. And so therefore, we're gonna approve nothing.
So is this the Delaware County Council or commissioners?
Delaware
Or both?
County Council.
The council.
It is the council. It is the council. So then, if you're in a municipality that is at least 3,500 and above population, which again, Yorktown and Muncie, they're gonna be able to adopt their own. So their city and town councils are gonna be able to adopt one up to 1.2%. It doesn't matter what the county does with these other lists, they're not gonna have to adjust it. They can go all the way up to 1.2%. That's why I'm saying, if I live in Muncie and they only adopt 0.5, and Daleville only has a 0.2 municipal lit, that's where we're gonna see differences where people are paying different amounts. So then there's a very small schedule that's hard to read at the bottom of page 2 of where you are currently. We even have 2025 in there, but 2026, you get about 111,000 in lit certified shares that goes in your general fund. You will get 39,000 of lit public safety, and then 50,000 the county gives you for lit economic development. So that's how I got that, about 201,000. That's what you're projected to get in 2026. We just flatlined it for 2027 for ease of understanding. Then in this report, what we did is we picked 0.2%. We just want to see what if you just had 0.2%, which is very, very low. We picked that because 0.1% only generated a little bit more than what you're getting now. So we thought, okay, let's see what 0.2 generates, and it generates more than double what you're getting now. It's 473,000. So I like these numbers because I feel like even if you want to request a very small number, it's still going to be more than you're getting now. And even if you request the high number and the county still takes the 75%, that puts you at 700,000. So I feel like this is a good thing. I mean, I think you know, as long as you can get the county to adopt something, I hope they don't adopt the 0.1% because I think it kind of puts you where you are right now. I'm sure you have a lot of needs.
So this is, just to make sure this 0.2% applies to that 35 and under, the 1.2% petition, that you're giving us 0.2.
I'm
Just saying that's.
just as an example, but you could actually say, I want 1.2. I'm not suggesting going in and saying I only want 0.2, but I'm saying if you know, you can decide there's gonna have to be some strategy here. You have to decide how much do you want. Like, I don't know, 2-3 years from now, do you need additional police? You know, what are some of the things you need because of your growth? I mean, I would feel tempted to ask for the whole 1.2. Because listen to this, here's another strategy. I know you're looking at me funny. You could request the full 1.2 and then guess what? You could reduce your property tax rate. If you don't need your full property tax levy because you have all this lit, that's how you offset it. So again, strategy, you might not like that idea, but.
So I'm going to the petition, actual petition
Yeah.
thing. Is there a basis for what? In other words, can we just say, we would like to request the county to seek 1.2%? Period.
Yes,
Signed by the
right
board.
now, there's no
There's nothing
form
that
or
says we have to
fashion.
explain why.
There's no form or fashion. You can honestly just say, can you please adopt a municipal lit?
1.2%.
And not even say what the percentage.
I'll be able to
Don't
say
do that.
1.2.
I wouldn't do that.
Oh,
I'm
you
just saying that right now, there is no form out there. All it says is that you as a council have to adopt a resolution. So first, you locally have to say what you want to request from the county. Then that certified resolution goes to the county council. And they, within, I think it's 30 days, because you have to do this by July 1 of 2027. So by August 1, the county council has to hold a public hearing to consider your request. And so then they need to make a decision, but they have until October 1st to make a decision. But yeah, that's, you know,
So are you saying, I'm sorry to dwell on this a little bit. This is very
Yeah.
important. Are you saying we should request just that they adopt
I'm not telling you that, no. If it were me, I'd
What-
say
I
I would request the full 1.2.
I think
That's what I
what
wanna
we need to
get
say is John
Okay.
needs to develop us a resolution in June of 2025 to ask for a full 1.2%
Exactly, that's what I was trying
per
to
deal.
figure out.
And then we will get it approved in our June meeting and then have John present it to the council for adoption.
Well, you
That's
need to-
24/7.
first of all, you need to be
27.
prepared because there will be other communities that will ask for that as well.
But we all want to ask for it.
Right, yeah.
I mean, we're prepared, but we need to go through the steps and we at least need to make the
And
presentation.
it's
You know,
2027.
2027,
Yeah,
July,
2027,
yeah, that's the
2026 to
earliest you
2027.
can pass. Well, no, it's actually 27, 4, 28.
27, 428,
Yeah, yeah.
but we gotta do it 26.
You have to do it in 27.
We don't
You
do
could
that
like
in
herd
26.
cats.
No,
Okay.
other than
Everybody
try to figure
together.
out what you want to
In
do,
all honesty.
strategize.
And other towns may not even know about this. They may not.
Well, they may not, and you know, I don't know what the county's gonna ask of you. Like, you could just say, please, adopt the 1.2%, then they may have you come parading in saying why you need it, what's your justification. I don't know what they're gonna do. But it's that simple as far as petitioning, then hopefully they will provide what they want.
That's in 2020.
It's 2027
For
for
2020.
implementation in 28. So in 2026, what we would recommend is you start thinking about, what do you want to ask for? If it's as simple as we're going to ask for the whole 1.2, here's why I would ask for 1.2, because there's that possibility that they're going to retain 75%.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Seems like you want to
Yeah.
safeguard, I mean,
That's a no-brainer.
both sides of the coin's a winner.
That's a
If you
no-brainer.
do one, two, we get it. If not, we get the other. Yeah, that's a no.
now if
to me.
they sit down and really
Just have-
analyze it, they may say, well, you're getting about the 0.1% range, so we're just going to do 0.1%. But let me tell you this, they can't do 0.1% to you and then something else to another. It's all across the board. So if they say we're only going to approve 0.1%, that applies to all small municipalities. But so let's see, how much analysis they do. I mean, I think counties are going to really analyze this. They may say, well, we're going to make sure we don't approve more than what they're already getting. But see, it varies all over the place because right now, local income tax is distributed based on levy, how much property tax you levy.
Right.
This is switching to population, and you're going to see some winning in this and some losing. So it'll be interesting to see what they do, or they just, we'll just do the 1.2%, they've all asked for it. I just don't know.
Is
It's
there
gonna be very
a
interesting.
downside to making the request now while it's
You
fresh in
can't.
everyone's mind?
You
Well,
can't.
they can't make a, whatever, what's the right word? I completely lost my mind.
Petition,
Petition, that it's
So-
enacted in 2028.
this legislation is not effective until July 1 of 2027. I think they deliberately did that. So you can't even make the, you can't even make the request, I mean, you're supposed to make it by July 1, so that's kind of tight, right? You're gonna have to make sure
And
that.
then they
you make
enacted it.
requests. Yes. So,
Wow.
yeah,
Talk
you've
about
got,
going line to line.
yeah. Now, that doesn't mean that the county maybe wouldn't take the petitions, they just can't consider them until July 1 of 2027. So again, I think we're gonna get further clarification, there's some gray areas in the statute. I think local income tax, I heard one state rep say that that was gonna be their focus in the short session to try to clean a few things up. Let's just hope that they don't mess a few
Force it
things up.
back and forth for 2 years and then.
But I think 2026 year strategy, actually, what do we want to do? And if it's as simple as we're gonna ask for 1.2, then that's what I would do. Okay, so where was I then?
To the bottom of two.
Top of three.
I was in circuit breaker, yes. So, the circuit breaker credits, I'm sure you know what they are, but in the state of Indiana, we have like 3 tax cap classifications. So if your home value is capped at 1% of gross assessed value. In other words, if it's your primary residential homestead, you should not be paying taxes that exceed 1% of your gross assessed value. So if it's a $100,000 home value, it'd be $1,000. Now, there are exceptions. If a school passes a referendum, the voters approved it, then yeah, you're gonna pay over that 1%. So 2% properties, I talked about that, ag land, long-term care facilities, and residential rentals, and then 3% is everything else, so commercial, personal property. So it depends on where your district tax rate is as to how much circuit breaker credits are impacting you, like how many people are getting credits on their tax bill. Your district rate is relatively low, and I can see that because your circuit breakers are relatively low. In 2025, 10% of what you levy is not collected due to the circuit breakers. 10%. So for instance, if you look at this chart, you are levying $455,000 of property tax, but you're only collecting $409,000 because $46,000 is getting returned to taxpayers in the form of credits. But now, as we move forward, that is gonna increase because of Senate Enrolled Act 1, because of the additional credits that you're gonna be getting, the changes in the personal property deductions, all of that. And we did run this through our parcel by parcel modeling, which wasn't available a few months ago, so we did just run this through. So in 2026, those credits will potentially go up about 20,000. Again, I don't think this is a huge impact, not compared to some other communities that I've been in. It's been devastating. But, I mean, you need to know that at least from 25 to 26, you're not getting an increase in overall property tax. It's actually going down by $4,000. So again, collecting 409,000 this year, going down to 405, but then we get a little bit of a rebound in 27, goes up to 425,000. That's the net collection. That's not what you're levying, but that's what you're going to receive. Getting to 2029, we still continue to see some increases. The reason why it's not a $20,000 increase in 2028 is because this county has a property tax replacement, local income tax. Well, that's going to go away. And the benefit of that is it was applying credits to tax bills before circuit breaker was applied. So it was lessening circuit breaker impact. But that's going to be eliminated at the end of 2027. So in 28, that's why we see a little bit of a jump there in your circuit breaker. But then it should level out. So right now, at least preliminarily, I don't think you're going to be hugely impacted on the property tax side, which is good. That's what we want to see. It's the local income tax that I worry about. Page 4, just in case you're interested, throughout this entire county, $68.9 million is returned to taxpayers in the form of credits. That's a lot. But you only are 0.1% of that. So again, it goes to tax rate. Your tax rates are relatively low in this area. I think Muncie probably provides most of the circuit breaker credits. Well, they do, the cities and towns do.
They're almost 36.
So moving down to the chart at the bottom, we'd like to see what's happening with your tax rates and net assessed values. So the green is your net assessed value. So in 2022, your net assessed value was 49 million. It has grown. It has grown by 9.2% since 2022 to now 53 million. And in 2026, we didn't put it on the chart because the tax rate's not certified yet, but it's now 66.3 million. So you've had a 24% increase of net assessed value since 2025 certified. That's pretty good.
Is that everybody go up like that, you think? Or
We didn't see that big of an increase for most people. We saw a big increase in 25, which you didn't really see that big of an increase.
Yeah.
Now it's almost like it was delayed here, but there's some pockets of areas that have seen that big of an increase. But honestly, it's been 23 and 24 where we saw the big increases, and then not so much in 26. So I'm not sure.
They went on price that drove up. So you right behind you, right
Me
behind that,
too.
so it just went up, yeah. Okay, sorry.
Oh,
Go
no
ahead,
problem. And then for your tax rate, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we don't work on your budget, but I wouldn't be surprised if your tax rate might be down a little bit in 2026. Again, DLGF's working on your budget, but because you had such a big jump, your tax rate right now is 85 cents. It may actually be less than 85 cents, but you can see it hasn't increased very much, only about 5% over the last 4 years.
where you at on that page?
I'm on page 4. We don't have,
Oh, you're at the bottom.
yeah, page 4.
The assessed value except for the deal, 4.81 cents.
Yeah, and we didn't include
85%,
26 because it's not final yet, but 26, your assessed value is 66.3 million. Okay, moving on to page 5. I talked a lot already about the local income tax, but I want to bring your attention to this table here in the center of the page. I told you we used 0.2% in the report, but I wanted to show you what the other rates would generate just out of interest. So 0.1% is about 237,000, and I told you you're collecting now about 200,000. 0.2% is what we used in the report, 473,000. 0.3% is that 25% of the 1.2%. So that's where I was saying it would generate about 710,000. 0.6, 1.4 million. Hey, if they end up establishing that 1.2 and they don't retain any of it, that would be 2.8 million just for the town of Daleville. So we can't predict what they're gonna do.
Is this a thing you have to do every year?
Okay, so starting out, you just have to do it in 27, but by the time we get to, I think it's 2030, you have to do an annual renewal. Which really
That's crazy, 'cause-
It sucks.
That could really affect your budget big time. I mean, if we're getting.
If you're
1.2
depending
all of
on
a sudden,
it, and then all of a sudden they don't, a new administration comes in, or a
That's
bunch
just
of new
no.
council members, and they just say no. That's one of the things, everyone is trying to get rid of that annual renewal,
It's crazy.
because it is insane, it's insane. But I think it's 20, so you'll be okay for the first couple of years, but then you'll have to go back and request
And
it.
that's the petition for.
That's the petition again, yeah. You have to do the petition by July 1 of the year.
Of 27. So if they, and then the 28.
8, you're okay.
And that'll
29,
run for
you're
how long
okay.
before?
I think it's 28, 29, and then I think it's 30 when you need to renew for 31. I think that's right. I can never
Basically, we
keep
only
up.
have 3 years and you can't even plan on long-term projects past 2030.
And that's
You don't know
why-
what your distribution's
That's
gonna
why
be.
people are having an issue with this, because you can't pledge this local income tax to debt, long-term debt,
No,
because
you don't know what
there's
you're
no
gonna get.
guarantee. Yeah, there's no guarantee.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so any more questions about lit, and then I'll move on to some other stuff. Okay, I'm gonna move on to road funding. Here's a positive piece of information that came out of SEA one. So, and I don't know if you've heard about this yet, but municipalities currently are required to deposit 50% of their MBH distribution in non-restricted and 50% in a restricted. If you meet these two qualifications that I'm getting ready to talk about, you can change that to 60% goes into non-restricted and 40% in restricted. That's very helpful, I think, to help with operations.
Yes, it is.
Your average pavement quality or PACER rating has to be a minimum of 6 in the previous calendar year, so that would be this year. And usually your highway superintendent knows exactly what your PACER rating is, but if not, you find out what it is.
I know he's looking, but we're there.
Yeah, we should be
We're there?
there.
We were at 88 just 2 years ago. and we're
Perfect.
done. I mean, we've been tore up by Vector, but they're gonna repair all this and we'll have that done too.
And the second qualification is no more than 15% of your roads are classified as being in failed
We'll
condition.
get there.
Well, then good. So then next year, starting 2026, you can put 60% in non-restricted,
Restricted.
40% in restricted.
And we should be able to get them from the numbers from ITAP and LTAP when we put in the phaser ratings, because we do that. Have to ask Jacob at ECI to get those numbers in.
So I assume we have to probably have documentation of that before the council.
You
So
would,
we do that
right, when you
internally.
get audited, they're gonna wanna see that. If you're doing 60%, 40%, they're gonna wanna see your.
I don't mean to overload you, but is there a document or something that you know that's been approved for that we need to get done here?
No.
So we need to contact SBOA and see what document.
I don't think they're gonna require a document, I think they're just, I mean, is this something that gets certified to the state or something?
Somehow we can get
NDOT
them over, right?
Or
Yeah,
something,
well-
yeah, somehow, you just have to prove these two items, so somehow.
So if we could prove it by the, I mean, CCMG would, for the state, we have to prove the phaser ratings and all
There you
that.
go.
Everybody
I
has to qualify. If you
Right
don't, you-
now,
but-
I think that's all they would do.
Okay,
Because they
okay,
haven't
that's
come
what I
up-
was asking.
they
If
just
we've
need
got
to
those
prove.
numbers, I want to
Yeah.
make sure, okay, wait a minute,
Yeah,
I may have
they just need-
misspoke here, but we have those numbers.
Okay. And then the second piece is, SEA one lowers, or not SEA one, I'm sorry, House of Road Act 1461 lowers your match for the community crossings grant from 25% to 20% because you're under 10,000 population. So that's also a good thing.
It's nice, because, smaller communities don't need money.
It sure is on that big innovation drive. So I think they would just only do 20% instead of 25%.
All right.
I'm getting there.
so-
I'm working.
So now I'm gonna skip to page 11. I'm gonna really start moving fast now unless you guys slow me down. So page 11, we're getting into these cash flows. And actually, general funds are 2 pages because there's so many lines, 11 and 12. But I'm just gonna point out a few things on each of these cash flows, but you can stop me if I'm going too fast. So we highlighted a few of these things that we wanna point out. So one is on line 4, circuit breaker and SEA 1 tax credits. Now you can see them broken out by fund. You can see where you were historically. They've been running about 30,000. 2025 jumped up to almost 40,000. And then because of the legislative changes, jumping up about 20,000 in 2026, but kind of leveling out a little bit. So again, I'm not really hugely concerned about that. I mean, it is less revenue, but line 11 is the municipal lit that we worked in at 0.2%. But you can also, I also want you to know that on lines 26 and 27, we also carried forward the expenses from your public safety lit and your economic development into general, so you can see if you're gonna be able to still cover those expenses with your new lits. That's why we did that. We shifted those expenses over to make sure that you could still fund everything that you're paying out of there now.
See, the edit money probably doesn't belong there because it's.
Is it for projects,
Yeah, the
specific projects?
projects.
Okay,
Yeah, but that's, but the
granted, I
public
understand.
safety is.
Oh, absolutely, recurring costs, yeah.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
The edit, that bottom line, number 27, probably doesn't belong in this
Right.
picture because it's all project money that we spend there. We don't support the general fund with that. So that's the edit money, we buy certain things, you know. and
Gotcha.
we don't-
There's another thing missing here, is that there's only the one SBOA audit in 2024, but there's no estimate for another audit through 2029, and we get it audited like every other year.
Don't put that on us, Adam Jones.
Well, there won't be a federal.
There won't be a
fee.
federal side of it.
Yeah, the
That's
federal
good.
one will be
Publicized.
expensive.
Yeah, unless we take the USD.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be every 2
When
years.
you're audited, do they send somebody from the SBOA or do they send a private firm?
No,
The
that's
SBOA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be private, though, because Crow is doing audits for us.
Just started their-
That will
They're
increase your
outsourcing.
cost
It will,
substantially.
substantially, yes.
Well, there's usually a negotiated rate there too, so
Not,
there has been Ball State all these
there's
years.
not at the county.
It's not anymore, they changed it, yeah, they changed it, they upped the rates, they hit everybody. We've all been hard.
The county's last 3 audits have been all by private firms.
So I don't see, because we're just cash basis here, I don't see them doing us that way. So I think they would do opinion-based modified accrual or something like, somebody has federal funds that have to be audited. I still see them sending in Crow to do Delville. So
It depends on how big a lobby the private firms have.
Something else I want to point out is on line 17, tip distributions. You are utilizing tip to help fund your operating costs. This year it's 125,000. We projected 75,000 going forward. That's on line 17. If you weren't doing that, you would have a cash flow deficit. So in 2025, for instance, if you didn't have that additional tip funding, you'd be overspending your receipts by about $45,000. I know that's not.
You know that.
Yeah, I know you know that, but
We made some pullback.
I want to mention that as a
No, you-
concern because you know tip
It was,
may not be around forever. So
exactly.
that's why I wanted to make sure you
No,
saw
it's
that.
not gonna be around forever.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not. So flipping to page 12 now, and all of these cash flow schedules are gonna look the same, but if you look at line 41, that's your actual ending cash. It's highlighted in blue for 23 and 24. And then we have some projections for you. It's starting to get high because obviously we increased your revenue for the lit, but I didn't increase your expenses. I have no idea what you need in the future, but I think what this is showing me is that you're gonna have room to do stuff. Well, again, depending on what the county does with your lit, you may have some room to add some recurring costs to your budget. But there's so many unknowns right now,
I
that's the
think
problem.
it'd be more that you could cut the tip.
You can cut the tip,
Yeah.
right? Sure.
And wean ourselves.
Now
out.
you won't have to
That's what we're
rely on
doing.
tip,
Yeah.
yep, absolutely.
There's an end date on
And then I also want to draw your attention to, at the end of 2024, your cash reserve, your operating balance was 25%. So that calculation is the ending cash divided by your disbursements. 25% is a good cash reserve. And we recommend that you do not fall below 15%, that's minimum, that's the floor. If you get to higher than 50%, we recommend that you start figuring out how to use that money, because you really shouldn't be in the business of,
Or you-
sitting on hoarding money. Thank you. So anyway, I think that it's looking pretty good, and yeah, that would be.
Oh, we have too much money.
That problem. Any way to spend it.
Billville's not handled the county.
No,
So each of these, I'm gonna go through every single one of these, but each of these has a chart. And where we like to see your cash balance is somewhere in between these two guardrails. The red dotted line is the 50% reserve, the green dotted line is the 50% reserve. So you have been there, I mean, it did go down in 2024 to utilize some cash reserves, but that's what you need to kind of watch out for. All right, now I'm really gonna start going fast unless you all object.
good.
Okay. So motor vehicle highway, this is your unrestricted fund. So you can see on line 11, your receipts are running about a little over 104,000. You've been kind of spending right around in that range. So your cash reserves at the end of 24, 38%, pretty strong. And again, this is the one where you might be able, or it sounds like you will be able to put 60% in here of the MVH distribution, which is located on line 8. We currently are just showing the 50-50 split. But it sounds like you're gonna be able to do the 60-40 split, which is actually gonna slide out these deficits that we have going forward.
I talked to Amy also. I still don't know why or if that jump in personnel services is in 2025, because there's no reason for it. I don't know if that's a misprint or
It
not
came
on your
from your
basis, but on hers.
Yeah, maybe something got double budgeted, or did you
Yeah.
budget in an
There's-
employee and
We
you
didn't
just
have
decided not
employees,
to?
we're not, yeah, so
I'm
you
not
see how
sure
it went
why.
from 80,000?
Yeah, 110,
That's,
and then
yeah,
stayed
it's,
up.
yeah, it's,
Could it
we didn't do
be
anything.
you put some extra in for health insurance because at the time you didn't know what it was gonna be? Like sometimes we'll put in 20,
30,000, we only have one employee charge that.
Oh, I don't
So
know.
what's it?
We can,
One part-time and one full-time employee
Okay.
charge that, so it just doesn't, that, so,
okay.
but that's good news, I think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's good news because we applied 3% growth on top of that going forward. Well, except in 2026 though, your budget's 105,000.
I know,
That's
that's
your
why I
question.
say there's something
Maybe
wrong.
there's something getting double counted and it just keeps carrying forward.
Yeah.
Okay,
We'll
well,
check
that's
that
even better than probably what it is. All right, so the next page is on 16, about your local road and street fund. And if you have any equipment or any projects, you do have a little bit of a cash reserve there. We talked about streetlights, I don't know how much they are, but at the end of 24, you had like $86,000 in there. This can be used for anything really that MVH can be used for, except the restricted. I mean, I guess actually it could be used for anything, restricted, non-restricted, anything. But you guys,
No, I didn't think it would be used for
LRS
salaries
can be used.
and things like that.
it can now.
See,
So,
that really
state-
changes things a
well,
lot.
listen, yeah, I mean, throughout my career, I've always said you can't use it for salaries. Well, State Board of Accounts recently came out and said you can use it for salaries.
That's big.
I will,
Really
I will
that.
try to find that, they sent it to me in writing, because I felt like I needed it in writing.
Sure.
I will
Get
send
that
it
to
to
us.
you. I will send that to you.
Make some changes.
Wow, that's
Lose
huge.
money out of
It
that.
is, it is huge. I don't know where they're getting that, because when you read the statute, it doesn't sound like that to me.
I read the statute too, I agree. I don't know where they would come up with that.
So all we ever use this for is to back up the MVH restricted.
Yeah,
Basically.
yeah.
So, wow.
You don't get very much in there though, but most cities and towns uses it for supplies like salt, road
I mean, but
materials.
yeah, it can be a supplement now to MVH.
I will try to find that information because I got it in writing.
Brad's jumping up and down back here. Can you hold him down?
I mean, for the county, that's a couple $1 million.
Exactly, that's a huge number.
That's big.
Yeah.
Huge number for them.
Page 18 is the restricted. We just assumed you were gonna spend what came in here, but we really don't know what you're gonna spend. I think you probably just try to find things that would fit in the restricted category, but we just assumed you'd spend that's what you brought in.
I mean, you helped us. I understand you helped us at that meeting you guys had by saying that if Brad or somebody directly works on the road, like the
Yes.
Innovation Drive paving,
Yes.
that actually, the time you actually spend on that can be charged to MVH.
That is correct.
Do the money a little bit. So,
The keeping track of it sometimes is a nightmare though, but if you've got a good way to keep track of that, yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
it might not be worth it in the end unless it's a bigger project.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Page 20 is park and recreation.
I'm sorry.
Page 20 is park and recreation. So here, I mean, I think you're doing relatively good. You've got a little bit of cash reserve. There's not really much going on here. Park and rec receipts, I can see that they kind of go up and down. I don't know if you have an opportunity to increase any fees.
We're trying.
You try, okay. Otherwise, you just don't have a whole lot going on here.
Well, there's a lot going on that you don't know about.
Oh, okay,
She does a great job with the Park Donation Fund, and we also have support from the TIF.
okay,
That helps things.
okay. Well, that's
So
good.
there's a lot of money spent on that splash pad.
Honestly, Park and Rec conference, so I have
Just-
more ideas.
Maybe
great.
just not out of this fund. but-
Yeah.
Next fund would be the edit fund. And so again, project driven, you just get the 50,000, I guess, every year. Does that ever change? Can you ask the county for more or no? No.
You can ask.
You can ask.
I mean,
Yeah, we
We'll
can,
move on.
we'll move on.
Okay.
We've got that one sewed up.
Okay.
We're good with that one.
Let me just make one small note about the edit fund and the public safety lit fund, which I think is the next fund, that you'll see that we left a no, it's not, but we show the edit money's not coming in starting in 28, and there's a ending cash reserve. You can continue to use that cash reserve until it's paid off. Or, I'm sorry, until it's depleted. Okay, so you can continue to use it, we just left it because we don't know what you want to use it on.
Okay.
Page 24 is the riverboat fund. Wow, you don't get hardly anything there. $9,300, you can use it on whatever you want.
Yep.
We need to gamble.
I know, it all goes to Madison County.
26 is the lit public safety. Again, those receipts are going away. We moved the disbursements over to general, but you may have some cash reserves that you can continue to utilize until it's gone. We're almost to the end.
So that goes away and gets replaced by the county and the EMS budget.
Well,
That's
maybe,
4%.
not necessarily. Whatever you're paying for out of lit public safety, you're probably gonna end up paying for it out of general with your municipal lit. If the county decides to pacify their EMS, do you have a municipal fire department? I can't recall.
No.
No, it's the fire territory. Well, then you're not gonna get any of it.
Not
Not,
gonna get any of
the
it.
territory will though.
It's specific to fire and EMS only, it's not
Yes,
police
right,
funding for that.
correct. It's not police.
That's a big hurt,
Mhm.
that public safety.
But if you can get enough lit from the municipal, then that'll cover those expenses.
And that would be one of our reasons why
Yes,
we need,
right,
if we
There's
have to
some
get into the
justification.
justification thing.
Yep.
justification.
Use it to boost the number.
Page 28 is Q capital improvement, that's funded by cigarette tax. There was an increase in the cigarette tax, but my understanding is that increase is all gonna go to the state. You only get through about 3,000 anyway.
And that can only be used for software, I think.
It can be used, actually could be used for any municipal purpose, including software.
That's
Yes,
how
you
you
guys-
Yeah, I was just saying, we all use it,
Yeah.
because I just used it.
Which is fine, that's a good use. Page 30 is your human capital development fund. You are at the maximum rate, which is good. We would recommend that you do that. Now you don't have to ever reestablish that rate again. You're at the max. So this levy gets to grow when your net assessed value grows. It's rate capped, but as the net assessed value grows, you get additional levy. So that is good. I know you don't get a lot, but it is something. Looks like you were paying some insurance.
We pay, that's what
You
it's
do
all
pay,
for.
right, and so it's possible that you'll have to supplement with the TIF to cover that, because
We
you,
have,
you know.
we've had to.
And that brings me to the end, there's just some supplemental schedules, like can each fund be used for statutorily? Any questions?
Yeah, there's a lot of questions.
The last page you got there, 33,
Yes.
just overall the funds from 23 to
Yeah.
29.
It's just the ending cash balance is summarized in one place where you can see all of them. And I see, motor vehicle highways negative, but we already talked about that. First of all, the budget, I think, is overstated. And secondly, if you could put 60% in there now, that's gonna clear out.
That wipes that out, that clears that out.
Yeah.
Okay, any questions, anybody? Paige, thank you.
All right,
Good
thank you,
information.
appreciate it.
I'm sure if we have any questions, we'll get ahold of you.
Yeah, no
Thank you
problem.
very much.
Thank you. Would you like me to, want these extra copies?
Please, if you would leave,
I
we
made
can
way-
certainly go to the clerk's office and they can be handed
I
out.
made
It's public record.
way-
Unless there are
Do
any
you want
questions.
to keep your file? Okay, thank you, thanks.
All right, let me jump back around. Okay, we took care of that. Let's go to the department, sanitation.
It's Brandy, I don't know what the porta potties got taken care of or.
Yeah.
They did, gone
They got picked up and the last bill is on the paying docket for the year.
For
so
the
we're
year.
done, Yeah.
good deal. Water,
Anything going on, Brad?
Leary was out today doing an inspection.
Nothing there.
streets,
We had an accident. So Dan was home, he got hurt, so,
Dan got hurt in that accident?
yeah,
In the truck?
fell off the lift.
No.
Oh, falling off the-
yeah,
okay,
that's-
okay.
Yeah,
Thought there was a heart attack there, a little bit, just kind of gasped for a minute.
No, so
How is he? Is he,
he's better.
sore.
So,
I talked to him last week, I had to talk to him.
He was planning to come back today, but he just needed like
Ribs.
one more day.
He's coming back
Yeah.
tomorrow.
His ribs are sore, but nothing's broken or
bruised.
anything like that, so.
we just, thank God for his safety there. So, told him he doesn't bounce anymore. So anything else with streets? Innovation Drive. Bill. Thank you, Bill. Talk about the,
I reached out to QT going in for the road there and about the problem we got down there with the trucks coming in and out. They agreed with us and agreed to pay a little over $88,041 to help on that repair down there, which will cover if we're awarded the the CCMG grant. We will be in good shape.
and talk about the cable work.
Which brings me into where they hit the conduit. We went back and Brad got me some information from Cobalt, who was the contractor during the event. They hit a 2-inch conduit line, cold wire. They thought they had put it back together, but they pulled them at the pole. One pole is down. They have got to restring all the wires. They've got the connection fixed underneath QT where the 2 pylons went in, where they clipped it, I guess is where it is. They dug that up. You can see where it's dug up and repaired. They're back to the light now. They've got to string, pull wires through there and redo it. They're taking care of all that. It was a little over $20,000. In that doing, while they were there, the lights to be upgraded, we need a transformer, a contactor, 1 photo cell, a ground bar neutral, 2 Hoffman hole closures, 3 bus fuses, and 10 3-barrel Polaris, whatever that lights, I take it is.
What's the total?
And then the technician to do it takes, quantity is 16 hours at $85 an hour. Bottom line, this would be on us. These are to repair. This is above the lights. This is have nothing to do with the conduit and the lights. This is on the light fixture itself and the sensors. You're granting that you got an issue?
They did it, they probably popped when they hit them wires, when they dug them.
I think that is one that it is gonna cost way more to hard you out, and we picked up $12,000 or $20,000 on the other repair. I see this as a big $3,770 bill that we can upgrade the lights, and I've been assured by Gaylord that the lights all the way up and down Innovation Drive will be totally repaired and ready to roll and go.
I'll make a motion, we pay,
Approve the Gaylord at $3770.71.
yes, out of the local road and street.
Are you the second?
I've got a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approve. Disapprove? That's approved.
What else? Oh, the banners are down.
You're paying that out of LRS?
Yes.
Okay.
Banners are down, for the winter, to protect them. They'll start, are we gonna open up the banners for like New Year, maybe or after Christmas or holidays or?
I mean, it wasn't my baby last year, but it became my baby,
Yeah.
so if it is gonna be my baby again, that's fine.
Yeah.
I would
It's like
say,
holidays.
yeah, wait until we come back in January and then leave it open again, keep the cutoff date at like March,
Right.
like end of March, so that we can get them ordered and then here in time for, I think Memorial Day was what we did last time,
Do we
so.
have any banners damaged, like beyond repair? or
We
anything?
do have one that needs to be
It was wrong.
fixed. Yeah, it's, there were two branches of the military selected. I didn't catch it. They didn't, it was just an error. But everything went through the process, and so one of the former service members, he's not with us anymore, but the wrong branch is on there. So I would like to correct it, but they were so inundated with orders as well. So they just told us to stick it in with next year's order when we do it. So one of them we will have to fix, but other than that, we can open it back up to new. So if you guys are fine with that, I would like to stick to just right after the first of the year, so we can get through the holidays and all that.
I thought it was overseas, so.
Yes.
So anything else? Christmas decorations are up. I'm trying to think of anything else at all.
Well, my Salisbury fix ready to go.
There you go. Salt truck was down the day we had ice. The salt truck was down the day we had ice, but we were better off than Chester.
It is absolutely a competition.
Yes. Because there were like 9 wrecks on 67 after you crossed into Madison County on 60s, on that old county road, 67. There was 9 cars off the road, just, they had sideswiped each other and everything.
We came out better than that.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else?
Yep.
Good, all right. Planning and zoning, there was no meeting tonight. It's been rescheduled to the December meeting.
The one thing I will say about that though is the one house that they're looking at demolishing, we were told to get 3 quotes for it, so that is in progress, waiting to get 3 quotes for the demolition for the one on Walnut.
8110 South Walnut Street.
Yeah, maybe, I don't,
Demolition, because, yeah, I got a text from Bud to check with the attorney about 8110 South Walnut.
yeah, so John had previously told them to get 3 quotes for demo, and it will come in well under that, like, requirement to put it out for like the public, like the RFP or whatever, I think is what they were saying, so right now, they're just starting by acquiring those 3. If for some reason the cost of it exceeds whatever that limit is, then we can revisit that with John, but, we don't know yet, so. I sent a couple of emails today, Bud has sent a couple of emails today too, just to places who are local that say that they do demolition.
You got it?
And you heard the news on the house on 32, the fire burned down house.
Somebody was down there, they pulled the
I
the
think
boards off, they
Last I
started,
heard Newsom's bought it,
okay, somebody was in
It's in
there.
process right now.
and they're working on it.
Good, yeah, I was gonna say, somebody was in there taking measurements, you could see the tools laying out, they were doing.
It's gonna
Somebody
be,
was
it's gonna become a rental. So,
Police,
I've got a few things. Did everyone get my email from the numbers from October?
Yes.
yes,
Thank
You want me to continue doing that every month?
please.
And I want to introduce Paul Jenkin, our new full-time officer. Some of you may know him, some of you don't.
Some of us did.
Congratulations.
Okay. He is scheduled to go to the academy in May.
Good.
You guys have anything for Paul?
No, welcome aboard. I mean, me and Paul know each other. He used to be with Jonesboro Trucking. I helped, that was one of the economic development projects we did probably 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's been we've done a couple of small things in the building.
in the building.
So, yeah,
So, no,
I think I've known you probably for 8 or 9 years now
Yeah,
from
I was
when we
gonna
first
say.
met, so.
going back and forth, so it's nice to have you here.
Thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity, so I'm gonna work as hard as I can for you guys.
If you do what you did with Jones, yeah, we're gonna be in great shape.
Thanks.
Police, yeah, I know you got.
Vacation time, comp time, I'm asking to extend that till February. We were short a guy, we just got him hired. I think by the end of February, everyone's time will equal out.
Did you guys see that email?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
did
would like
that,
to apply to everybody,
all
not just
the
police,
city?
yeah, just make it a,
Do I need I need a motion and
do we need to adjust the ordinance for that?
Your motion would adjust the salary ordinance.
I'll make a motion that we do what he said. Extend
extend?
the vacation.
Is it like to the end of February?
Yes.
Okay,
to the
because
end of
I'll just
February
need to override it, because it'll naturally want to eliminate it come
Until the end of
December
February.
31st
of 2026.
of 2026. Okay, so I'll make a
February
note.
28th.
I'm sorry,
You should say December, right, February 28th,
Hang on.
2026.
Sorry.
please.
February.
I'm sorry, you went all the way to
Yeah,
December, and I was
hold
like,
on.
wait a minute.
But I'll make a note of who has what after we run the final payroll and make sure that we get that carried over. And then Jason is usually once a month, we touch base and he's trying to ensure that people can burn as much time.
But it won't be
As
just
they
for the
need.
police, it'll be for all town
Right,
employees.
so then with you, I'll just get you, you're over Brad, are you over Brad and
Brad,
Dan?
yeah.
Okay, so then I'll get that information to you then as well, just so that you know what you guys are working with. I think it's
I'll say,
primarily gonna be Brad.
That's Brad.
First and second, any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion approved. You got another thing?
Yep, one more thing, did you guys get my email about a proposed tow release form?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, what we are wanting to put in effect, when someone gets their car towed, I'm not talking for a wreck, I'm not talking for an abandoned car, for like driving while suspended, no insurance, false fictitious plate, their car gets impounded. Before they can get that car back, I would like to put a $25 tow release form on it, which means they would come in here and show us the proper documents that, okay, I can get my car back now. Once they do that, we sign off on it and they take that to the tow truck company, then they can release it.
And I've seen that you had that divvied up, that 20 going to the police department for training, and supplies 5 goes to the
Yes.
town. Is that correct?
Yes.
So it goes to leasing.
Goes to leave $20.
Because
We are wanting to
Because
get some flock cameras and I think this will help offset the cost tremendously for that.
So is leasing your intent, leasing fund or police?
Put it where,
It needs to go,
wherever you guys
If it
want.
goes if it goes to the police department, it has to go to the general fund. Everything goes to general fund, your budget just would go up.
Yeah, with Lisa, I can use spray equipment, so yes, that's fine.
as long as we can cover cameras with that. We haven't had a chance to talk about that yet.
If it goes to lease, you can cover anything within the department, can it not?
It's
I mean,
training.
Training.
Training wise, okay, okay.
Do you care if I step in for a minute?
No, go ahead.
We've been talking with Flock about getting some cameras here in town. They are wanting to do a demo, no strings attached demo. Let me preface that with, as long as we cancel within 60 days of the start of the demo, we are not charged for anything that they do. They want to put 4 cameras in, one on River Road, right at Hilltop, one on 67 at San Pierce, another one on 32 at 400 South, and the last one is where?
I'd have.
I think on 32, close to 69. It puts a coverage gap with where Chesterfield and Middletown have had their cameras. They want to put those cameras in for the initial trial period. At that point, if we would keep them, now the thought is to only keep 1 or 2.
Yes, we are wanting to keep all four. That would be great, absolutely, but one, maybe two cameras.
Can we back up just a second, please? Help me out, back up. Why are we getting the cameras
Yeah.
for?
I was getting there.
Okay, you give me the location, but what do we, what?
I'm gonna give you all the bad news first, and then we'll go into the why.
Okay.
The cost of the cameras is roughly $3,000 a piece per year. But you get access to all of the cameras within the network, regardless of location. Why would be, it allows us to get instant notifications of vehicles that have been, well, you can fill in.
Your
better
car
than I can.
plate has been tagged in a homicide, or if they're coming through and they don't, the tags don't match the car, we will get real-time notification. If the driver of the car or the registered owner of the car is suspended, we will get real-time notification, whether it be on our iPad, on our phone. As soon as it hits that camera, it'll let us know.
In a great scenario, it's, oh my God, this car's been tagged, this guy's, this person's been a murder suspect or something like that, right?
Mhm.
But in a revenue generating scenario, and to help pay for themselves, it's, this tag doesn't match this vehicle, we pull them over and the car gets towed,
Get $25.
and we get $25.
We get $4 for the ticket back from the state, and the other one never.
I mean, so the
So you
the
can-
cameras just basically pay for
That's a
themselves.
lot of.
And we are reaching out to like Sam Pierce and a few other of the businesses to see if they will help cover the cost as
I
well.
mean, it's a continuing cost.
It's
Every year, $3,000
community
per camera.
protection device as well. What I'd like to see is, I mean, we can put it in the other funds, decide how, if you want to use this money going once, if we establish it. But I'd like to see there ought to be some data of what these cameras are catching in other areas.
That is what the
And-
trial is for. When they put them up, that all that data that is collected, we will bring to you guys.
Yeah, you get real-time vehicle counts.
So they're gonna show us what actually is going through our area in a 2-month timeframe,
Mhm.
and then we can make a decision and go from there.
So that's vehicle counts on your major roadways and
Vehicle
stuff
vehicle
too?
counts on major roadways.
Mhm.
Yep, the other thing is, if we have a crime in town and we know of a vehicle, right? Then all we have to do is put in red sedan or red Civic or whatever, right?
And they have the cameras in California and Texas. We can log onto their system as well. And yep, that car, it just drove through Texas or California.
Missing kids.
I don't mind a 60-day trial, but $12,000 a year, I'm not sure it's worth it.
And
I don't-
I am not looking for 4 cameras. I would love to have one. Yes, because one will give us access to everything. We can have access to Madison County, Henry County, Delaware County.
Oh.
See, one camera gets you access, even though you 1 or 4, you get access to all the rest of them.
Yes.
So the one would be strategically placed, which I would guess it'd be 67 or 30, something coming off,
Yeah.
the heaviest car count coming off of 69 and crossing there. But then they have access to everything else. So I think we're getting the cart in front of the horse a little bit. But no, I mean,
Am I gonna come in here and ask for 4 cameras? No. I'm gonna come in here and ask for 2. If I
I
get
think
one,
he's campaigning right
perfect.
now.
Yeah, he is.
He's telling us what he wants us to do, but he's gonna ask something different after we go
Anytime.
down the road.
Until I'm gone, any kind of additional continuing expense is gonna be a friction item.
Again.
Because of the way our budget is.
this will help offset that cost.
Yeah, but $25 a tow, that's not gonna cover. You're gonna get a couple $100 a year.
What,
I just,
what,
We
Well-
towed, what was it, 300 cars?
you really did tow
Yes.
300 cars?
Oh, yes, already,
Yes,
there you go.
yes, it's,
Okay,
without the camera.
Wait, John, can we do a tow thing?
does this need to be a resolution?
Can you put it in administrative fee?
For the cameras or for the towing?
For the tow, the cameras are back
Needs to be
there.
an ordinance.
Okay, so we need to establish an ordinance, but then
We
we need
can
to
do it.
Well, that's what can you forward me the email from the chief? Or can he send me the email that, where he asked for that tow charge?
this falls in line with what other municipalities are doing, right? Like you,
Yes,
when you guys pulled
others
the
are-
form, it came directly from somewhere else. I
I
just
still would
kept-
like, I still would like to see that, so then I can put it in the ordinance.
I can get it to you tomorrow.
Okay, just send it to me, that's fine.
Forward that over, then you can send us an email and an ordinance, if you can throw one together, we can review it and maybe take it up in the December meeting.
Do you mind if I add on to that just really quickly? Because Adam Curtis has been working on a fee schedule for, what are they, like flash
Flash drives
drives
for
and additional
Car
photos, like
crashes for attorneys.
things related to, accident reports and whatnot. And then now that he does the reconstruction, flash drives and having those available, and there's a pretty like standard charge across the board with other departments. If you're going to do the tow charge for the chief and potentially Adam's gonna have this, I don't know, maybe just doing an entire like fee schedule for all police department items might be in your best interest, and then it's all
That's
in
up to you
there.
guys, yeah.
Can you get us that information and forward that on to John too, so he can put this all in one ordinance? I don't
think
see why we would
Adam
want two
has the
of it. If
whole
we're gonna adopt
proposal
it, if
already.
we're gonna put in an ordinance, and we're gonna make changes down the road, it's changed, we're looking at the whole spectrum. All right?
Yep.
You can do that?
Can.
Okay. So we'll table this till the December meeting?
Well, you can do the trial. You wanna do the trial?
Yeah,
That's up to you
I'd
guys.
very much like to.
I make a motion, we do the trial.
Okay, and I responded back very clear to the guy from the block that I wasn't happy about. It just auto initiates if you don't cancel at the 60 days. And he responded back with, they have a call at the 46-day mark as a go or no-go call, and to review the information collected with you. So regardless, it will be a no-go, and then we can come back and decide as a board after reviewing the information.
Whether it's a go or no go.
Yes, but for them, day 46, no, because we're not going to incur the charge, and then we can decide later.
Okay, I've got a motion to do the trial.
And, Brandy has forwarded to John already the tow fee request, the form.
I'll second that. He's in another world doing something else right now.
I am pulling absent members into the meeting.
All right, we had a motion in a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, approved for the trial. Okay, anything else from the police department?
The hire new full-time police officers on the agenda. Is that something we needed to do officially? I thought we did that last month.
No, we just approved like a budget line item. We need to approve him being an employee. I think.
Do you want us to?
Yeah, you don't need to, that'd be great.
I approve.
A motion been made.
So Adam, it's your department.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that we
Approve the new hire.
approve the new hire
As-
as of November 1st.
Starting rate of,
And starting rate of what we had just, I made this request last month, and I thought we did it as just starting patrolman.
No,
So,
2150 is what you did, because your starting patrolmen are Jordan and Corey Bryant. And you wanted some bit of a difference between them with 2 years of service, so you said
At 2150.
2150, because
Okay.
2183 is their rate.
But regardless, I thought I did this already, is what I'm saying.
I don't think you officially did this, I think it was
I mean,
discussed that it needed to be done here, so
Because it had
that,
a start date.
because you were
attached to it.
retroing his hi, 11/1
I
is
don't
his
remember that at
hire,
all.
and you had to retro it in this meeting.
I mean, in the October meeting.
Where's the
but
minutes?
Because we had the approval.
Time out. Take a time out.
you're saying that his name was brought up in October.
Yes.
I don't remember his name bringing it up in October.
Well, I don't know if it's named specifically, but it was
Said that they had 2 candidates or something that they were talking
Yeah,
to,
and so
but
it's
there wasn't a
seeking
specific.
approval for
Okay,
another.
then we have- We have to approve him.
Yeah,
just
Majority
can't
Still officially hired.
Yeah.
Police Department will need, fourth officer, Norfolk have been filling the gap vacations, list reserved for day one filling. New officer hire as of November 1, there are 2 possible candidates, but their current reserve, both officers are fourth officer's budget. Motion, hire a new patrolman at the beginning of patrolman salary starting November 3rd. Action approved, moved by Steve Rogan, seconded by Brandy Hurley. Unanimous decision for
Okay, Jenkins is not on that. We need to approve
The
him.
the position was approved.
Right, the position was approved, the salary or the amount, funding was approved. I presume that the salary ordinance was amended, so
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we approve the hiring of Officer Jenkins as of November 1st
At the rate of,
at the rate of $21.50.
I second.
I've got a first and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Now I believe it is 100% official.
All right. That makes me feel good.
Okay, going back, park department, you have anything, Trina? I know me put you on the spot. If you don't have anything,
No, I mean, park season is kind of over and wound down now. We had a really good response doing like our little trick or treat trail through town, and Giving Tuesday is approaching. Last year, I set a goal to fundraise 2,000 for us online. Actually, I think it was 1,500. We raised 2,000 this year. We bumped it up a little bit more to 2,500 in the hopes of supplementing some of those budgetary restrictions that we have, and possibly putting that toward the last bit that we need to raise to have a canopy, like a sunshade of some sort over the playground. So right now, kind of chill, but if anybody's watching, donate on good, or what is it, Giving Tuesday.
give it
Yeah.
to,
Be sure to like and subscribe.
Yes,
Yeah.
please, like and subscribe.
hit the follow button.
Well,
Is there any
yeah,
saving back
but
on that?
we're real over on budget ever since you moved salaries over to park. Like, we're like 15 grand over on budget already, so we have no money left there.
Is the plan to do the fireworks and concert again next year?
I literally can't even think about next year yet. I'm still recovering from this year.
That's why I was going to making, does the board need to, in December, vote to make the request to the TIF again? The redevelopment commission.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I think, because that resolution was just a one-time commitment, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think we'll have some conversation between here and December meeting, and maybe the January meeting, back and forth. We'll
yeah.
get together.
Usually January is when we start
We'll
like
start
trying
amongst
to
ourselves.
plan. February is when we kind of
I mean,
officially set dates.
Let's look at what the feeling is there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying no, I'm saying, let's have some talk, have some discussion.
Okay. That it, Trina?
Yeah, and I went to a park conference, and parks are single-handedly responsible for massive increases in economic development throughout communities, specifically in Indiana. And board should consider spending more economic development money on their parks, because the increase in their assessed value is tenfold, and I will be showing you the numbers soon. So parks are great.
6 more parks.
6 more parks.
All right, moving on. Next item up on the back, employee bonus. I do not have a sheet. Hang on, let's get to it. Where's that? I don't see anybody else's sheet. Proposal. Is that it?
I think it was like 10,000 per
No, that's not it.
deputy clerk, and then whatever else was there for the rest.
That might be fake news.
That's fake news. I'm just making sorry.
if it was AI generated, it was pretty authentic though.
I had it saved, and maybe you put it in my other, maybe we put it together.
Whoops. 1,200 for full-time, 600 for part-time. That's what I remember. Now, I hate to say this, I assume our new guy would not get that.
No, we talked about that it was
It's
the
at least 1 year service.
1 year services on there.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, it's on there, it was on there when it came out. You find it, yeah?
The original request, we decided to revise, because I hadn't taken perf and FICA into account.
Correct.
So we revised that to 12 to 6.
1,200 for full-time employees, 600 for part-time employees.
Correct.
One-time payment
Yes,
is a bonus for 2025.
yes.
Do I have a motion?
To anybody who's been on, you said,
Yes.
anything else.
To be paid from the solar rebate
So
funds
rebate,
and pay immediately? Like, is this, do you want me to go ahead and process this when approved,
That's
or
convenient.
is it like an end of the year thing?
The next convenient pay
you're
period.
good for Thanksgiving.
It's probably gonna be good for Friday if I get out of here.
If you quit talking about the parts, I might be able to get that accomplished.
Okay, so did you make the motion? Did you want-
I did.
He made the
I
motion.
second.
Okay, we've got a first and a second. Any further discussion? Anything need to be added? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. All right, new town hall electric use.
We scratched it.
I think
Scratched
we-
it, sorry, okay, that goes to the next meeting. Part-time goes that. December days of reverence, 26th, 29th, and 30th.
Yeah, just go let's see what dates I'm approving. I make a motion to approve it, but what are dates on those?
The day after Christmas,
Which is, that's
The
right.
26th, and then the 29th.
the 26th this year.
Because the 24th and the 25th
It's
are
a
already
Friday.
town holidays.
It's a
So,
Friday.
yep, the Friday after Christmas would be a day of beneficence. Monday and Tuesday are days of beneficence on the 29th and 30th, and then, yep, the 31st and the 1st are already holidays. So it gives town employees essentially 9
What I'm
full
saying is-
days, weekends included, but only
You're
3
gone
of them
for-
paid.
Almost 2 weeks and you come back on Friday. Is that right?
No, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like 9 days. It's what it
Yeah,
is,
but then
yeah.
you come back on Friday, which I hate.
I'll be here. Somebody's gonna run payroll, so.
Are you thinking more?
I would suggest give them a second.
Here, here.
I feel like we got 6 board members.
I'm okay with what we have here.
Listen to the board.
I mean, the second makes sense, right, instead of coming back on Friday. But you're gonna have to be here, right?
I come in
Just do it
once a
remote.
week during those, but yeah, I can work remote except to come in and like process payments and run that one round of water bills, but I've done that every year that we've done this. So it doesn't, and I will come in on like the 28th and do it, so it doesn't affect me.
They always have to be positive pay too.
The one more day's not gonna kill us. And if I was in that situation, I would
Yes,
be
do
begging me for the second as well.
And yes, do water. So they all have to kind of do the thing.
Yeah.
Police still have to do stuff, you know.
Whereas these is holidays and days off.
We're adding a second.
Huh?
1, 2. We're at.
Well, 26th, 29th, 30th, and the second.
Right, a second.
Yeah, this is still less days than we've done in the past.
Yeah,
Okay, so we've got, you made the motion.
I haven't made a motion, but I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, I've got a first and a second. Now, any other further discussion? We've added the second, so we're talking the 26th, 29th, 30th, and the second.
That basically gives you almost 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah. Now, in the past, the way you guys handled it comp time wise was that it was straight time. So if you work like Christmas Day, you're obviously getting your time and a half or whatever for that comp time. But when you're working, say, like I'm coming in on the 29th or whatever to run bills, if I'm here for 8 hours, I just get 8 comp hours to be used on a different date as opposed to earning 12 comp hours. So is that the way you guys want to keep it? It's just an hour
I was
per
gonna
hour?
get, you just beat me to it. I was getting to that. How are we gonna do the comp time when we're already paying to give it a holiday?
Just
I just wanna
1 to 1.
make sure that we
It's
had
not a
it.
holiday.
Yeah,
so-
and it's emergency zone, right? Emergency zone, you're not coming in on Christmas to whatever.
Right.
But for your police that work,
We
they will
Some
we have to have some.
That-
Yeah.
That's different.
that's-
they will have
but
different days.
employees,
I
you're
will
saying
have to
only
come in and
emergency
run
Yeah.
water bills,
Water
Brad will
bills or
have
what
to
stuff
check
has to be
plan.
done, we gotta
Yeah.
get that done. Okay. First and second, been discussed. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Purchase of Santa trolley decorations. and candy requests, $500.
I think that number is wrong. Isn't that number wrong?
Yeah, when we talked about it, I said could be 250 if we, wanted to pay a Santa, maybe as much as 500. But that's not necessary. We know people with Santa costumes, so really 250 is the goal. And it would just be a couple of little things to decorate the trolley. When we picked it up, it was actually Brad's idea, so don't let him tell you he's the Grinch, because this was his. But we want to drive around, and we're gonna invite board members with details and all that, but drive around town, play Christmas music, have Santa and the missus, Christmas trees, pass out candy canes. We'll let the town know ahead of time, so if their kids wanna come out and see Santa. So just something fun, kind of best interest of the town-ish to
So
do.
that's what you want out of.
I don't know that we necessarily have it there, but this is not like a park venture. This is like a
What
whole
would you think,
town.
what would we christen it out of?
Because we
Best
are
interest of
paying for
town,
the
right?
Christmas party out of the best
Yeah.
interest as well.
Let's look. I didn't think we had that much message.
I thought we were.
We have $452 in it.
Yeah,
You
see,
wanna-
I don't
It's
think
in the
we,
middle of the first page.
Oh, I'm looking on the fund page.
Yeah, you can get appropriation.
It's back here. It's in the middle.
It's,
There should be
It's
more in
right
that in it.
I can't see it now on my glasses on. Right in the middle.
why did we spend $2,000? Best interest of the town.
Who knows at this point? We have to go back and look. Yeah, $452 left,
452?
so we could spend $250.
Well, we also need to fund the
The
Christmas.
Christmas party.
The best interest of the town, we put $500 in there a year specifically to fund the Christmas.
Not just for the Christmas
Well, it
party.
was 12 something.
Because we buy like candy for the police when they do events and for the kids when
So
they
you were
come for
taking, you were
field
looking in the
trips.
general, then, right? Best interest is in the.
Yeah, it's in the general fund.
It's in the general fund. Oh, you know why I can't find it on page 1? Because it's page 3 in this. I got mine upside down. Somebody did that on purpose.
Side conversation on that.
Yeah,
Do we need to reallocate some money to best interest to cover? We just
That's
go
a-
negative.
yeah, it's an appropriation line item, so you don't really, at the end of the year, Amy will move appropriations
Okay.
and fix it.
We can move money down to the general, we ain't used to cover the line.
Yeah, and like the attorney, he's not gonna bill us anymore the rest of the year. So we've got $11,000 there. So, we're gonna pull, he's gonna pay for Christmas.
And you don't have that up.
John, our attorney is gonna pay for the Christmas party.
Oh, John, thank you.
I was thinking about signing up to driving Santa for $500.
Okay, so you want to take it out of the best interest of the town?
250?
Did I get a motion on that?
I've got one if you didn't.
Yeah, second.
Got a first and a second, 250, best interest of the town. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Approved. Okay, take that down.
Is that it?
That goes, that's yours. Hang on. Do what?
December 20th.
Christmas party?
Yeah.
December 20th.
Do we have any money in the leftover in the?
Christmas party donation fund?
Yeah.
No,
Not at all.
no, we just had an anonymous $215 donation. And Jason and I have started working on collecting, some things that can be given to like employees or whatever, so we can have like a raffle and have some prizes, but we're collecting those like from private businesses and donors. So we have like some Starbucks gift cards and axe throwing passes and things of that nature. But funding wise, the Christmas party itself,
When's our
there's
next board
nothing in
meeting?
there.
When's the next board meeting? Second Tuesday of
December, 10th,
So we can talk about it.
9th.
December 9th.
Yeah, so
We're gonna fund it somehow, right?
one thing I want to bring up, the party, I would very much like the party to have a time frame, like 7 to 9 or whatever. And the party is dry during that time, and if people want to stick around afterwards, drink, totally good.
Well, the town's paying for it, it's dry.
Yes,
Well, the town never pays for the alcohol.
correct. Yeah, we've never.
We have private donors who put money on the bar for the employees to drink, so the town doesn't ever pay for the alcohol.
Right. but we need to keep that dry.
So we're saying 7 to 9?
I'm fine with that.
Anything else? Any other business the board has this evening? I'm at the end of the sheet.
No, I'm good.
Good? Any,
This is.
this is all October stuff.
Okay.
It's just in the file. I think it
Okay.
needs to go back into the file. That's all
Okay.
October stuff.
I'll read him now.
Nothing?
No. Make
Nothing?
a motion.
I'm good.
Anybody public?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. We are adjourned.
At 8:06 PM.
John, did you get my text?
Were you using that file right there?
Yes, they did.
Expanding file?
Yeah, I'm still looking at it.
What time you want me to tell Wes? Be there Friday. I've got everything set up.